Yo, what's up? Welcome to another stream right here on twitch.tv/Blessing Jr. I'm Blessing Jr. and it's the end of the year, which means that we get to do a lot of end of the year content, which is personally exciting for me because I get to bring back all the hits. A while ago, I did a video game studio power ranking stream. I think I've done it twice now. And I really liked it the second time because the second time we really locked into some criteria. So this is the doc from when I did this a year ago. I'm assuming a year ago. I digged up the doc. I actually didn't really double check on year, but like Atlas at number 1. Oh, first of all, I got to restart this. Add Atlas at number 1. Actually, you know what? I'll do this. Select items, restart numbering here. There we go. Also, let me turn down the music a little bit. Music is a little loud in my ears. I don't know about y'all. There we go. There we go. Chat, how you guys doing? How you guys feeling? So yeah, last year I did a while ago, I'll say I did a studio power ranking. So yeah, it makes sense that if I did this late last year because I have Atlas at number 1. And From Software number 2, and like we can recap this. I do want to say what's up to the chat. I let this thing cook for about 11 minutes, and so people in chat have been hanging out all that time. Shout out Dark Rye Plays, how's it going? Hope you're having a good time. Kebabs, what's good? Creed, what's good? Onslow, the Garrett, everybody in chat, how you guys doing? How you guys feeling on this Sunday? Ichiban Link has hit a watch streak, which I didn't know was a thing. Currently on a 10 stream streak. Thank you so much for always tuning in, Ichiban Link 42. Anyway, video game studio power ranking. What this is, for the uninitiated, this isn't best developers of all time. This isn't, my personal game studios ranked. It's a power ranking, meaning it's in the moment. What is your hotness right now? What is your hotness in 2025? All right, we're checking by hotness. That's one of the main things. We'll get into the criteria in a second. Actually, let's get into the criteria now because this is criteria that was established last time I did this. And so let's make sure we're locked into this because I've not reread this since I've done this stream last time. So the criteria I have are relevancy, how hot. I'm gonna bold hot. Hotness is like probably the biggest factor to me. Who's up, who's down? Exactly. So Stone 420 in chat says, like NBA, exactly. Who's hot, right? How hot are you in the game right now? What have you done for me lately? So relevancy is one of the big bullet points here. Another one, critical reception. What that Metacritic do? Are you putting out critical bangers? Are you putting out games that are in the awards? All right, critical reception. What that Metacritic do? Third one, audience appeal. What are the streets saying? What are the streets saying about you? Is the internet talking about you? Are you in the conversation? You know what I mean? Industry impact. Are you pushing things forward? A lot of these I think a lot of these string together. Critical reception, relevancy and audience appeal kind of string together a bit, but I think critical reception and industry impact might string together as well of, who are the people that are doing big things to push the industry forward, to push Metacritic, but push mechanics forward is what I mean. Somebody says, Oni Mani in chat says, who hasn't laid off their staff, which I'll put into the industry impact, right? Like, are you a studio that we're talking about with reverence? Are you a studio that we're talking about as like, damn, these guys are the gold standard right here? And then hype for the next game. How big is the pop when we see your logo at a showcase? If I see that Atlas logo, I'm popping off of it. If I see that From Software logo, I'm popping off. If I see a Capcom logo, I'm popping off. If I see a Naughty Dog logo, I'm popping off. All right. What's the pop off level? Pop off ability. In fact, that's gonna be a sub bullet point. All right. Pop off ability. Pop off ability. So based on those criteria, what I had the last time I did this stream goes like this. Also, you guys are hearing the background music. Let me double check. I came into the stream hot. Yeah, it looks like it should be pumping out. So we had our top 30: Atlas, FromSoft, Capcom, Naughty Dog, Supergiant, Team Asobi, because Ashbot was last year, so that makes sense. Riot, Kojima Productions, Insomniac, Larian, CD Projekt, Remedy, Nintendo, Hazelight, RGG, Sony Santa Monica, Obsidian, Machine Games, Rockstar, Square Enix, Respawn, Playground Games, Double Fine, IO Interactive, Arc System Works, Sucker Punch, Guerrilla, Housemarque, Bluepoint, Arcane. That was the power ranked 30. And then we had a special shout out section. I think I forget, I mean, I would have to rewatch the stream, but for whatever reasons, these games were on the cusp but didn't make it in, being BioWare, Team Ninja, Ninja Theory, Mojang, Epic, Bungie, NetherRealm, Bethesda Game Studios. If I had to guess, it's probably like a lot of Blessing's personal opinion is Blessing rocking with you, because like I'm not really rocking with a like Bungie doesn't really do well. Actually, I kind of fuck with Destiny, and I guess where were we last year when it came to Marathon? This time last year, I think Marathon really hit some bumps in the road earlier this year when you're talking about the whole copying that person's art style, and then there was the beta that came out earlier this year that I don't think set the world on fire. Epic is kind of a weird one too, you know, like how do we judge Fortnite against some of these other things? If I see an Epic logo on a new game, it doesn't really do much for me. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. BioWare, I guess this probably was a special shout out because I didn't play Dragon Age, the latest one. But like they put out a thing that was exciting. I'm sure the chat was probably pushing for BioWare a little bit. Ninja Theory, I mean, I didn't even like the last Hellblade that much, even though I loved Hellblade 1, but Hellblade 2 didn't really do it for me. Team Ninja, Team Ninja is that consistent player that's never going to put out the game of the year contender, but is always going to put out all reliables. You know what I mean? Like Team Ninja is the studio. They're that teammate that's been on the team forever, and you know what they're going to do. They're there because they're reliable. They're consistent. NetherRealm, Mortal Kombat 1 didn't really do it for me as much. I liked it for the story mode and stuff, but on a competitive fighting game level, NetherRealm didn't really stick for me for Mortal Kombat 1. And then Bethesda's a weird one. Bethesda, like, for logo, for, you know, hype for next game. Oh, I put this in the wrong place, by the way, for Blessing's personal opinion. Pop-off ability should be hype for next game. If I see a Bethesda Game Studios logo, you know, hype for next game all the way up. But I think how hard are you in the game right now? All the way low for Bethesda. All the way low for Bethesda. Anyway, 2025 power ranking. Should I do this? Should I do this raw, or should I copy and paste the 2024 and then work from there, chat? What do you think? Because here's what starting off, I have to type down the words Sandfall Interactive. Sandfall Interactive definitely is breaking into the list this year. Sandfall Interactive is definitely breaking into the list this year. Relevancy. There's no studio right now more relevant, I'd argue, than Sandfall Interactive. All the discourse is about Sandfall. All of the fucking conversation for industry impact as a indie team, whether you want to call them that or not, right? Like, as a small team putting out a AA like level-ish, you know, RPG that felt fresh, that felt exciting, that had a unique story to tell, that took JRPG mechanics and, like, you know, I don't want to say it innovated on JRPG mechanics. I think it took a lot of stuff that already existed and just put them together in a really good way. But even that is commendable. You know, turn-based games oftentimes I think are harder to sell on the mainstream big game conversation level, and they did it. You know, usually that has to be like a Final Fantasy or Persona to come through and do that. Audience appeal. The streets are hot on Sandfall. Sandfall might be top 5 when it's all said and done right now. In the 2025 like power ranking, might be top 5. And I'm saying this now, chat, here's what I want you to do. I want you to clock everything that I'm saying about Sandfall Interactive and about Clair Obscur and how much I revere that game and how much this game like deserves it, because there's gonna be some point in the Game of the Year conversation on KF where I might call Clair Obscur overrated, but I'm trying to figure out the right way to do it, because I don't want to do it in a way that's like hating. I don't want to do it in a way that's hating. But like, there's a conversation around Clair Obscur where I'm like, guys, we got to come down a little bit. This shit, y'all are acting like this is the new Super Mario Brothers. Y'all acting like this is the greatest thing. But like, it deserves all of the fucking praise. It deserves all the fucking praise. But also, we might be overdoing a little bit on Clair Obscur. If we're talking about greatest games of the last 5 years, I don't know if it had, I don't know if it still has it on Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm saying that as somebody who didn't even finish Baldur's Gate 3. But anyway, I'm gonna stop hating on a game that I love. Sandfall Interactive's on the list. I think also on the list, I mean, they're probably already here somewhere, but fucking the Hades crew, Supergiant is gonna be high on the list this year. Is Supergiant one word or 2 words? How did I write it before? Oh, I got it as 1 word. Okay. Supergiant. But here's the thing. I think between Sandfall and Supergiant, Team Cherry. Team Cherry's up this year. Team Cherry is up this year. Metacritic, crazy. Relevancy, crazy. Audience appeal, crazy. Industry impact, crazy. They're in the conversation with Sandfall. Hype for next game. If I see a Team Cherry logo at Game Awards, I'm breaking Andy's computer. What did Team Cherry do? Team Cherry is the Hollow Knight studio. Hollow Knight Silksong. Team Cherry is up. People in chat are saying Obsidian. Obsidian is going to go on the list. I'm putting them below the things that I've written so far. Just because if I'm going through the things, right? Relevancy, they got it. Critical reception, I think compared to the other 3, I don't know if Obsidian's critical reception is as high as like Clair Obscur, Hollow Knight, or Hades. In fact, I guarantee none of, like, Outer Worlds 2, Avowed, Grounded 2, none of them have the Metacritic that those do without looking. I can tell you that. Audience appeal, that's there, but I don't think it's compared to those 3. Hype for next game, I don't really have it. Like, I'll be low-key excited for a Obsidian thing, but we're in the hot take area. I've already said a hot take by calling Clair Obscur overrated, but like, I think Obsidian, I'm tired of Obsidian, man. I love Obsidian, but I think between Avowed and Outer Worlds 2, I played like 20 hours of Outer Worlds 2, and I was kind of like, man, I am a little bit burnt out on Obsidian. But that said, like, they're workhorses. They're working. They're keeping in the game. They're on the list. Okay. Trying to think without going into my previous list, because we're definitely gonna have to bring in that list at some point. But thinking through it, right? If I'm going off the top of the dome, Kojima Productions comes to mind. Ooh, actually, Kojima Productions I'm putting above Obsidian, mainly because of what they have coming up. Death Stranding 2, of course, which was huge this year. Honestly, I'm surprised. Actually, I'm not surprised. Death Stranding 2 was huge. It didn't take over the conversation the way that I thought that it would. But maybe that's just the nature of Death Stranding 2 being a weird game, and I think it kind of like just neatly fits in the realm of it's a Kojima game. It's gonna speak to the Kojima people. That said, Kojima Productions might have gone under Obsidian in this preliminary conversation, except for the fact that OD, Knock, as it's called now, and Fizzant are so exciting to me. I think they like those are such exciting ideas for video games. I say that even though I know we don't know that much about Fizzin, but you get what I mean, right? As far as I'm excited about those is the next steps. I got hyped for their next game, for Kojima Productions' next games. Embark probably is on the list. Yeah, coming off of finals, being able to follow up with in fact, I'll put them above Obsidian. My personal opinion on them might bring them down a little bit because I am rubbed the wrong way by their usage of generative AI. That said, industry impact, I mean, come on, they're pushing things forward as far as like what they're bringing to the extraction genre. I mean, Arc Raiders feeling like it's doing it bigger and better than even Escape from Tarkov. If we're talking about like Escape from Tarkov being, I forget what the original battle royale thing was it DayZ or something like that? Chat remind me what it was. Embark, Arc Raiders, that's PUBG, right? That came through, made it translatable to a wider amount of people. H1Z1, thank you, chat. Yeah, like I think Arc Raiders is the PUBG of the extraction genre. In fact, there might be a conversation that Embark goes above Kojima Productions. I think the Blessings personal opinion thing might keep them below Kojima Productions, just as far as like what art I look forward to more. It is Kojima Productions. Like I'm looking forward to that stuff more, but we'll get there when we get there. Somebody in chat brought up Ad Hoc. Ad Hoc. I'm gonna put them. It's like, do they go? I don't think they go above Embark, but do they go above or below Obsidian for Ad Hoc? And they do have a next game kind of announced. They do have a next game that's we kind of know what they're doing next, which does help a lot. I liked Dispatch more than I liked any Obsidian game this year. Obsidian worked so hard this year, though. That's the thing where it's like, you know, but audience appeal, Metacritic. What's Dispatch's Metacritic, chat? Relevancy. I mean, I feel like relevancy is probably equal, but the conversation around Dispatch, I'm putting Ad Hoc. Is it Ad Hoc Studios or just Ad Hoc? I'm putting them above Obsidian. 89 for Dispatch. What's Outer Worlds 2 Metacritic? Uncharted Wolf says Obsidian makes a lot of great 8 out of 10 games, and that's where I stand with them. That's where I stand with Obsidian. I think they're the kings right now of 8 out of 10. Okay. I'm trying to think through more. Because there's like, who made Octopath Traveler 2? Are we just saying Square Enix for that? And also, what else did Square Enix put out this year? Because I feel like that should be in the conversation. Oh, the Blueprints dev. What was his name? Was that Doggy Bomb or something? I'm opening up my Steam. Doggy Bomb. Doggy Bomb is such like a, you know, I think the tough thing with the video game studio power ranking is if you're a new developer and you put out one banger. Cause like, is it your studio that's fire, or is it the game that's fire? And I know that's a weird way to put it, but like if I'm putting you up against these things, right? Like Blueprints hit so much for me, but when we're talking about like Clair Obscur, I don't know, Clair Obscur is also a debut game, and I also know that fucking Dispatch is also a debut game, but I think they had more impact on the wider conversation. I'm gonna put them at number 8 for now, but I'm gonna come back to it later. Because like Sundead says, cough cough, Clair Obscur. And here's the thing, right? You cannot argue to me that next time we see Sandfall Interactive's logo on a stage, the pop-off is gonna be fucking crazy. I don't think you can say the same about Doggy Bomb. My personal pop-off will be crazy, for Doggy Bomb. My personal pop off is going to be crazy, but like Sandfall or Ad Hoc, like the room is going to erupt. Okay, what else we got? Somebody brought up Yote. Sucker Punch. I'm putting a see, is that PlayStation bias if I put it above Obsidian? No, because I guess I look forward more to a, right now, give me an Obsidian logo, you give me a Sucker Punch logo. Sucker Punch logo is still getting a pop off from me. And I liked Ghost of Yote more than I liked either Avowed or Outer Worlds 2. Yeah, I'll put them above that. Yeah, Ghost of Yote Legends in this coming up next year. I'm excited for that as well. Okay, what else for 2025? What else are we thinking? I could start looking into my past rankings now. Because this is going to be a task to then bring these into the conversation. People are saying from Nintendo. Where did I have Nintendo on this list? Alpha Fox Kilo Gamer, thank you so much for the sub. Also, Big Bad Beluga resubbed earlier. I forget if I said thank you, but thank you so much for the sub, Big Bad Beluga also. I mean, From is always... Where am I putting From? See, because that's going to be a whole conversation. Because when we're talking From, we're talking top 3 probably. Still. Like, this year was... if you listen to rap, right? J. Cole, he put out 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and that was one of like his best albums or whatever, right? Then he put out like For Your Eyes Only, which is my favorite J. Cole album personally. A lot of people kind of slept on it, but KOD. And then he put out the Off Season, and you listen to the Off Season, and Off Season is straight up J. Cole just rapping, and like that album doesn't have my favorite song construction. That album doesn't have as many memorable songs to me as a Forest Hills Drive, but I still fuck with it because it's just him practicing. You know what I mean? Off Season is just him like flexing his muscles, you know, spitting verses, showing that he still has it. That's how I feel about Elden Ring Night Rain. Elden Ring Night Rain is the Off Season, right? Elden Ring Night Rain is from Soft being like, hey, we still got it. Hey, like this thing that you don't really believe in, like our multiplayer effort right here, that's just a reskinned version of our single player game. Boom. You know, you might not want it, but you're gonna like it. You know, you might not have asked for this, but you're gonna fuck with it. Night Rain was just them like fucking around, throwing shit at a wall. Now they got Dustbloods. The fact that they announced Dustbloods and Night Rain, and Night Rain as a multiplayer FromSoft game was so good. And I say so good in almost a loose way because I would still give it probably like I think before on the review I probably gave it a 7. I'd probably move that up to an 8 now. We got to do like a Mulligans episode of Gamescast where we just go back to our reviews and like give new scores if you want to. Because I would probably move Night Rain up now to like an 8. Still not a 10 out of 10. But damn, is it a good 8? And if Dustbloods is a good 8 as well, oh. So yeah, I gotta put them high. I think they're probably still above. I think my personal opinion is going to put them above Team Cherry. Maybe even Sandfall Interactive? No, because Sandfall Interactive just has aura right now. I'm gonna put them here for now. I might revisit this. But I'm going to put them number 2. Sandfall Interactive, the fact that... Do you know how hard it is to put out a game of the year for just your first game? Sandfall Interactive on their first game put out what people would give 10 out of 10s. 9s and 10s, I'll say. Because I'd give it a 9 out of 10. On their first game, and now they're just surrounded by aura. The next time you see a Sandfall Interactive logo at a showcase, oh... Like, imagine Sandfall. Imagine you don't hear from Sandfall Interactive for like 5 years, and then all of a sudden that logo pops up. Chills. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it like this for now. DT says, I don't think enough people know the Sandfall name or logo. I disagree. I think just the fact that like they really came on the scene just this year is a thing that people are going to have to kind of like remember. But like, I don't know. I don't think people could like know their name any more than they do. You know, like they just put out one game. Like, I don't think I could visualize their logo. DJ Kento says, dude, I'm currently playing Expedition 33 and I had to Google it just now. Okay, then I think we're being too semantical. We're reading into semantics too much. All right, remove the Sandfall name even from it, from the creators of Expedition 33. You know, from the makers of Expedition 33. That alone, that's what I'm talking about, which they will do in the next trailer. They will 1000% do. Yeah, Big Bad Beluga says bust. Come on. Come on. Let me bust out my, because I have a list of some of my Game of the Year contenders. I don't want to spoil my Game of the Year list, but to look at it real quick, right? I already put Supergiant here. Do I have, because I think now we start to get into my 2024 and bring those in. Do I have Hazelight on here? I do have Hazelight on there. Okay, good. Ooh, one I'm gonna put down. Enhance. I'm just gonna write that down. And I think from here, I'm ready to start bringing in the top 30 from 2024. Starting off with Atlas. Atlas didn't really do anything this year. I'm going to Google them real quick just to make sure I'm not speaking out of turn. Atlas, because I know they ported Persona 3 to Switch too. But like, did they put out any big new project this year? You know, Persona 4 remake, whatever they're calling that, Revival is coming out. Oh, they put out the Phantom X this year. Teacher Kemp says the MMO isn't them, so no. I mean, Wikipedia is saying Persona 5, the Phantom X. Oh wait, no, they just published it. Damn, I keep forgetting that they're a publisher as well. So that's always a tough thing to like figure out how to factor in, because technically Persona 4 Revival is P Studio as a developer. Atlas is publishing it. Atlas put out the Raidu remaster. In fact, Metaphor was Studio Zero. So I think this is one of those weird cases where we're not just talking about the studio, we're talking about them as a publisher as well. This is kind of like what we do with Capcom, because Capcom's a huge publisher, but they also develop in-house. It's not really a clean way to separate it. So I'll count it as one. I do think they've moved down just because like I'm looking forward to Persona 4 Revival, because Persona 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. Persona 4 Revival isn't like a stop everything, you know. I'm not over the moon ecstatic about Persona 4 Revival. Maybe because I'm too fresh off of Persona 3 Reload still. Really, I just want the next Persona game. I'm ready for it. But I think they will move down from number 1 this year. They didn't really do much for me this year. They won't move down that much, though. Well, maybe they will. Just because they're upcoming projects. You know? I'll keep them above Sucker Punch, though. I'll put them at number 8 for now. We might revisit this, but that's what my gut is saying. 2025 has changed. 2025, the hierarchy of power has changed, man. 2025 has changed the hierarchy of power. Primetime, 7 p.m. How's it going? Big Bad Beluga says the Persona director is already out here saying his next game is going to revolutionize JRPGs. We'll see. Programmer says something that I think has kind of unfairly soured Expedition 33 a bit for me is this weird toxic part of the fan base that seems to despise JRPGs for some reason. I haven't seen that as much, but I also think part of it is that Expedition 33 got so popular with gamers that has included the toxic gamers as well. Because I've definitely seen the like toxic Twitter side of people arguing about Expedition 33, and like anytime you see a Twitter argument or a Twitter dunking or whatever, it's always in bad faith. It is always in bad faith to get clicks, to just dunk on somebody, whether or not there's sound reasoning behind it. Like, who gives a fuck? If you dunk better, then that's what's going to get all the clicks and all the likes and all the retweets, and that's what's going to dominate the conversation. So I don't take that shit serious. I also reject any notion that Expedition 33 is that separate from what JRPGs already do. Like, I don't think that game is revolutionizing JRPGs. I don't think that game is making JRPGs more translatable or anything. It's like, if people, like, if you played Expedition 33 and you don't like JRPGs, you actually do like JRPGs. Is the way I'd put it. It's like, you should play Metaphor, or you should play, like, I mean, Final Fantasy 16 is kind of weird because it's not turn-based in its thing, but there are JRPGs that you like. Because I consider Expedition 33 a JRPG, even though it's not made in Japan. Mechanically, it's a JRPG. The Grot says, yeah, dunk on Greg Blessing. I'm not dunking on Greg, because Greg is the opposite. Greg didn't like Expedition 33, but he fucks with Octopath. And do you know what I call that? I call that a real fan of JRPGs. The fact that man rejected Clair Obscure and embraced Octopath is one of the most JRPG fan things I think you possibly do. And so, if anything, Greg is a fucking real ass fucking JRPG gamer. Man played two JRPGs this year: Octopath Traveler 0 and Pokemon Legends ZA, which should tell you everything you need to know. That man's a secret weeb. That man's a weeb in hiding. That man is one activation code away from playing Digimon Storytime Stranger. All right, so we added Atlas. We already added from Capcom. What did Capcom do this year? We're looking up Capcom games. I feel like Capcom didn't really do shit this year. They put out collections. The Wikipedia is failing me here. Here we go. So far release date. These are not sorted by release date, brother. Oh, here we go. So they put out Kinisugami on Switch, Street Fighter 6 on Switch. The collections. Oh, Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds. PS4, thank you so much for the sub. This is a tough one for me because I don't like Monster Hunter. And it also seems like the Monster Hunter community is not that jazzed about the state of Monster Hunter. They do have exciting games coming up. I'm excited for Onimusha. I'm very excited for Resident Evil Requiem, and I'm excited for the space game that's not Mega Man. You guys know the one. And so I think for my excitement, Pragmata, thank you. For my excitement for their upcoming games, that is going to bring them up. But they will, I think, overall go downward because they didn't really do much this year that spoke to me, and Monster Hunter Wilds seemingly seems like it performed on like for how much people loved Monster Hunter World, right? Like you would have thought that Monster Hunter Wilds would have dominated the conversation the entire year and be a Game of the Year contender, but it doesn't seem like that's where we're at with it. I'm gonna put them, I think, right below Atlas. Is that crazy? Actually, is that crazy to put them below Ad Hoc? I love Dispatch, but yeah, Capcom's still Capcom. I'm gonna move this. I don't feel good about putting them below Ad Hoc. I think below Embark. Actually, fuck AI, man. I'm putting them above Embark. Ad Hoc's. Oh, let me revisit Atlas. Am I okay with putting Atlas below Ad Hoc? I think I am. Now let me revisit Embark. Ad Hoc versus Embark. I think I'm okay with this. All right, we're gonna lock in here. Oh, they have announced Okami. I feel good about this because Kojima Productions. I think this is still a solid top 5 here. I don't think Capcom right now I'm putting above Kojima Productions. We'll see how they perform next year. Next year, Capcom's probably going to be back to number 1 on this list. I had the number 3 last year. I think next year, Capcom is probably going to be number 1. All right, Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog's not done shit for me lately, man. And Last of Us Season 2 on HBO, it's kind of whack. I'm looking forward to Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophecy. But you're not even showing me a trailer or nothing. Like, I think Naughty Dog's going to go low. I'll put them number 13 for now. All right, Supergiant, we got them in there. Team Asobi. Cameron Kent says, is this a current ranking as in what they're doing this year or like updated as of 2025? So I got the criteria in here for the live audience that's tuning in, right? I got criteria. Relevancy. So are you hot right now? Critical reception. What that Metacritic do? Audience appeal. What are the streets saying? Industry impact. Are you pushing things forward? Hype for next game. How big is the pop when we see your logo at a showcase? And then my personal opinion. So it is a bit of both. It is a bit of I lean a lot toward relevancy and what you've done for me lately, but like if you're like a fucking like Naughty Dog, for example, I think you still have a bit of like, you know, I fucked with your last game. There's still hype for your next game. You know, there's still some power in the Naughty Dog name for me. Like really it comes down to what power am I giving the studio right now? Power ranking. Team Asobi. They put out a bunch of updates this year. Their name holds weight. Yes, Ghastly. Team Asobi still gonna be up there. I'm putting them number 7. I'm excited for whenever they announce the next thing. We don't know what they're doing next. They stayed active this year, put out great updates to Astrobot. I'm still feeling good about Team Asobi. Oh, that's a good call. Here, I'm gonna copy. I don't know how long this chat can go, but I'm copying and pasting the criteria into chat. Let's do power ranking criteria. I forget there's no line breaks in the chat, so I'm gonna pin that. Boom. Okay. We did Team Asobi. Riot. I mean, Riot's always... 2XKO had a weird launch. 2XKO had a weird launch. I fuck with Riftbound, but I don't think Riftbound factors into this conversation. I guess League of Legends IP, technically. But, like, Riot is gonna riot. I'm gonna put them year. I feel good about that. Kojima Productions already got them on the list. Insomniac, excited for Wolverine. I think Wolverine excitement is going to carry this. And consistency. They weren't around this year, but they're still, you know, I don't blame them for that. They put out multiple games in the first few years of the generation. You don't expect to see them. The fact that they announced a year, though, they did announce 2026 this year, and that's huge for Wolverine. I'm gonna put them number 9. Larian. There's still power in the Larian name. They didn't do shit this year, but there's still power in the Larian name. I'm gonna put them. Yeah, somebody says Larian is a pop off. Yeah. Again, thinking through the criteria, my personal opinion. I mean, Larian's a goated studio. That's my personal opinion. Hype for next game. For sure, there's hype. Like the pop off ability of that Larian logo is gonna go crazy. Somebody said big update though, which I didn't know about, but that's a good call out. Industry impact. I mean, anytime we're reviewing an RPG, I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 has to come up. Even if I don't say it out loud, just know, chat, if we're reviewing an RPG on KF, even if I don't say the words Baldur's Gate 3 because I don't want to piss people off, I'm thinking it. I'm thinking, how is this as good as Baldur's Gate 3? And I'm saying that as somebody who did not fucking finish Baldur's Gate 3, but still has so much love for that game, but I just suck at the fucking combat. I'm going to go back to it. Whenever I have the time, I'm going to go back to it and I'm going to like turn the combat to the easiest thing. Or maybe I restart the game. I'm in a D&D campaign currently, so I'm hoping that teaches me how to play D&D better and like in turn allows me to do better in the Baldur's Gate 3 combat. I don't know if that's how that works, but I'm hoping that like I can get better at it. I would like to play the game the way it's intended. I hate turning games to easy. No hate for anybody that does do that, but I personally hate doing that, except for in Wolfenstein 2, where that game, the easy difficulty in Wolfenstein 2 should be default, because I just love mowing down Nazis. Anyway. The only thing that really, I think, brings down Larian a little bit is the relevancy thing. You know, they did the updates like y'all said this year, but outside of that, I don't think they had any viral moments. They're not No Man's Skying it. Not that they have to, but let's say, I'm gonna put them above Team Asobi. Somebody said bigger pop off for logo between Sandfall and Larian. Like when they announce their next game, who gets the bigger pop off? I think as far as pop off, I think they're the same, but I do think Larian. I think Larian will generate like more genuine like. I don't know. I think Larian, people are going to change their schedules around the next Larian game. Larian might be like GTA 6 where people call out of work so they can just play the next Larian thing. But I do think whenever Sandfall announces their next game, like, we're going to be so locked in. We're going to be very locked in. Okay. CD Projekt Red. Here's the thing. Because Larian's next game might just be Divinity Original Sin 3. And if that's the case, I'm kind of like, all right, cool. Maybe I'll play it because, like, I know now. And Divinity Original Sin 2 was a fantastic game. Phenomenal video game. My friend Alex Van Aken, Fucking loved it when we were both working together at OK Beast. Alex Van Aken wouldn't shut up about it. Made us play it for a little bit. And I was like, what am I doing playing this CRPG? And then Baldur's Gate 3 came out and I was like, oh shit. But I would almost want something brand new from them. But I feel like realistically, they'll probably just put out Divinity Original Sin 3. Friendship Design, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, y'all. Okay, CD Projekt, Big Bad Beluga says Witcher 4, Cyberpunk 2, Edge Runners 2. I know. They got exciting stuff coming up. And I'm very excited for what CD Projekt Red has cooking. Yeah, their HyperX game is definitely going to carry them here. And Blessing's personal opinion is going to carry them, because I really rock with CD Projekt Red. Like, I feel like they're in the Larian Team Asobi section. Maybe they're in the Team Asobi Embark Insomniac section. Neens underscore, thank you so much for the sub. They're somewhere in the 7 to 10 range. I feel like they're above Embark for me. And I'd say above Team Asobi, but not above Larian. So I'm gonna put CD Projekt Red at number 8. However, I want to do some double checks here, because I got Ad Hoc at number 12. I feel like they got pushed down by a lot. But like new studio, Dispatch is a fantastic video game. But like it's not Clair Obscur necessarily, even though I may or may actually I won't spoil my game of the year list, but it's not a guarantee that fucking that Clair Obscur is above Dispatch on my list. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Somebody says, wait, why the hell is Naughty Dog so low? Things just get pushed down. I'm gonna come back and revisit certain things. Things just get pushed down though. That's just the nature of how these lists pan out. And also, like, what's Naughty Dog done for me lately? Okay. Yeah, I wanted to revisit, because I'm like, Ad Hoc versus Insomniac. I keep Insomniac above Ad Hoc. Embark right now, I keep it where it is. Team Asobi, I'd keep it where it is. I think I'm okay with this right now. Yeah. Remedy's not... Oh, what did they do this year? They did the fucking Control multiplayer game. Yeah. Firebreak brought them down. In fact, Firebreak was rough, buddy. But I'm still looking forward to Control 2. But we don't have a trailer or anything. Yeah. They got pushed down. Nintendo's a weird one. If you listened to our Nintendo Switch 2 review 6 months later, we recorded that the other day. I gave them like a 6.5 on my personal feelings thing. I wanted to review them. I wanted to like average out how I felt versus what I think is like the objective, how they did, right? Because I think I barely touched my Switch 2 this year is what it's felt like. I played hella Mario Kart World at launch, and then I played DK Bonanza, and then since then, I kind of just put it down. But I do think, I mean, they've obviously put out a lot of games, but I also think those games all range from like the 7 to 8 range. I played through Kirby Air Riders, liked it a lot. I'd say that game's like a 7. Pokemon Z to A looks like a mess to me. Metroid Prime, I've been playing a little bit. Really like that, actually. I really fuck with that. Hyrule Warriors is like, all right. But all that said, I look toward the next year. Really excited for Mario Tennis, the new one. Really excited for Fire Emblem, the new one. I don't remember any of their names, but I'm looking forward to like some of the games that got announced for next year. But yeah, what did I have? I had them number at 13. I'm not gonna put Nintendo below Ad Hoc. I'm not gonna put. I might put them below Larian. Nintendo's too much of a powerhouse, man. Big Babaloo says they're also publishing Dustbloods, but I attribute that more. It's a weird thing. Again, Nintendo is like Capcom in the way that like they publish and they also develop, but we don't know anything about their development studios because they name them shit like Nintendo EPD, Experimental Program Development, or whatever the fuck it stands for. And so it's kind of hard to separate the developer from the publisher, but I'm trying to be more developer sided here. And so Dustbloods I attribute to FromSoft. I don't attribute that to Nintendo. People keep bringing up RGG. I have RGG on here later. RGG is, I'm getting to RGG, all right? RGG fans, calm down. It's on the list. It's 2 away. Let me get there. Damn. Hazelight. They put out a great game this year. A great game that feels like it came and went. Oh, yeah, but Buster says that Nintendo should split, right? You mean like I shouldn't include Nintendo? But I feel like that's a weird thing. Like they make games. Oh, you're saying retro Nintendo EAD. It's just a weird one. It's I don't care enough to get into like trying to divide up Nintendo. Mainly because like they don't make it easy. They really don't make it easy. Like I don't know shit about a Grezzo. You know? It would have to be Tim Geddes here doing this. Like Kabab says, isn't retro third party? Yeah, I don't think Nintendo owns retro, but honestly, I don't even know that for sure. And Big Bab Gulu says, nah, they own them. Like, I think it's a similar conversation that we had with Atlas and P Studio and stuff. Oh, Hazelight. They put out a great game this year. Kind of came and went a little bit, but I think it still kept their seal of quality. I fuck with Split Fiction. I'm not as excited though. I think the hype for next game thing is gonna weigh them down a little bit. Because like, when I see that Hazelight Studio logo again, I'm kind of gonna be like, yeah, I know what this is, and I'm excited for it. It's gonna be great, but I think they've spun the block. They've spun the block a little too much with Split Fiction. I would love for them to get back to A Way Out. If their next game is more of a realistic action thing that's still co-op, I think that'd be pretty hype. But as of now, I'm like, I don't want another It Takes Two / Split Fiction game. And I'm afraid that might be what they do. And I say that as somebody who really likes Split Fiction, but I'm sorry, it's the repetitiveness of it is starting to weigh down on me. So I'm gonna put them. Damn, Sucker Punch got moved down. Number 20, Hazelight. RGG, are y'all happy? We're here. Ryuga Gotoku. Number 23, because y'all keep complaining. No, I'm kidding. I don't really know where to put them. What did they do this year? They put out... Was this year the pirate game? Or was that last year? That was this year, right? Pirate Yakuza. Oh, I am looking forward to... Is it Stranger Than Heaven? Is that their next one? I am looking forward to that. Yeah, Pirate was this year. They're still active in the game. Somebody's mentioned that they have the Virtual Fighter game coming up still. And Kiwami 3 is happening. I mean, RGG is always in here. I think they're number 15. Where did I have them last year? I also had them number 15 last year. Sony Santa Monica. What are you up to? I'll put them 19 for now. It's been a hot minute. It's been a while. I want to hear from you. I'm excited for the next thing. The pop-off ability is there, but you've been too quiet. Obsidian, we got that. Oh, machine games. Machine games. How long have we been going? Oh, we've been going for like an hour 7. Okay. Machine games. They put out DLC this year. I'm like, I don't... The pop-off ability, as far as hype for next game, is there a little bit, but not strongly. I'd be excited for a new Wolfenstein. But outside of that, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I liked Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is great. The pop-off ability is like there a little bit. I'm going to be, when I see that Machine Games logo, I am going to like scoot up on my chair and be like, oh shit, all right, lock in everybody. What is this? But it's not like a, you know, Sony Santa Monica thing or anything. Somebody says Tetris Effect Dev gotta be in this list. The Dre, you gotta pay attention. That's Enhanced Studio. They're one of the first ones we already put on there. Personal opinion of Machine, I like them a lot. Industry Impact, at least for now. Like, I think their overall impact is great, but like right now, I feel like Indiana Jones didn't really move the needle as far as changing the way people play, make video games or anything. Audience appeal. I don't hear y'all talking about Indiana Jones like that. Critical reception. Indiana Jones was received great, but that was a year ago. Relevancy. Yeah, they're gonna go low on this list. They're gonna go low. I think they might go low. Remedy, because Remedy is still Remedy at the end of the day. Remedy is still Remedy. Rockstar. Rockstar. I'm putting Rockstar number 19. You know what you did. Ooh, actually, somebody mentions one that I don't think I have here. Somebody mentioned Don't Nod. Don't Nod the ones that put out... They put out Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, right? That was Don't Nod. Yeah, they're not going to make the list. They're not on the list. I love Don't Nod. And I'm looking forward to their space action RPG thing. I think that looks cool. But Don't Nod is cold right now, in my opinion. Don't Nod is cold right now. Alright, we added Rockstar. Square Enix. I gotta look up what Square Enix has been doing this year, because they put out Octopath. And it's a weird one. Again, we're in the publisher/developer conversation, where they have a bunch of internal dev studios. 2025, they put out Saga Frontier 2 Remastered. They put out Final Fantasy Tactics, Evil East Chronicles, Dragon Quest Remake, Octopath Traveler 0. A lot of remakes in there. / remasters. I mean, whenever we see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth next, not Rebirth, the third one, Final Fantasy VII Remake 3, that's gonna hit. But, well, actually no, because I don't want to hate on Octopath and fucking Evil East Chronicles, because those were both received well. So I'm gonna put them number 22. Respawn. Oh, that's tough. I don't think Respawn's gonna make the list this year, buddy. I don't know if you're gonna make the list this year because this is a top 30. We're gonna put you at the bottom for now. Playground for Forza. I mean, Fable's coming up. Number 27. Double Fine. Hey, Keeper. I'm putting Double Fine might be I really liked Keeper, guys. I really liked Keeper. Wait, you're right. Forza Japan. That was announced. Hold on, we got to revisit Playground. I forgot they announced that Forza game in Japan. We got to revisit because right now my hype for their next games are actually high. I forgot about that. We're going. Putting you in number 22. All right. Where am I? Playground? No, I did that. Double Fine. I did that. IO Interactive. Let me tell you. Putting Eminem. They put Eminem in the game at the right time. They knew that I was doing this power ranking. Because we're coming off of Eminem and we're going into fucking 007. And I'm hyped for 007, but I'm cautiously hyped. I'm cautiously hyped. Potato Alfredo says, I don't know about Outlook for Double Fine. Seems like they're on death watch. Yeah, but whose fault is that? That's not their fault. Double Fine is doing what Double Fine does, which is they're putting out really artistically interesting and fresh games that are received well. Double Fine is doing what Double Fine has always done, and they're honestly, I think they're probably at their peak. You look at their last game before Keeper, Psychonauts 3, and look how well that did. Game Awards nominees, super well received, talk of the town, all that shit. And then they just put out Keeper, a weird, like a weird fucking game that leans into art, that leans into like the message that it wants to have, and like does something different, and it works. Like, yeah. I think Double Fine is at the peak of their powers, and if they're on death watch, that's on Microsoft for being a shitty company. Big Babeluga says Aggro Crab, which is like, sure. Did their I forget the name of their new game, but did their new game come out? The part 2 of their Friend Slop stuff. Simi Hopper says, I feel like Keeper did not perform well, but hopefully next game will bang like Brutal Legends or Psychonauts. Yeah, but Keeper's not the kind of game that does well. Like, I don't think anybody at Double Fine is expected Keeper to sell like hotcakes. You don't make a game where you play as a lighthouse if you're looking for it to sell. You make a game where you play as a lighthouse if you're looking for it to connect with people's souls. And so I don't necessarily buy like Keeper not selling crazy as like it as like a bad thing. It might be in the eyes of Microsoft, but also y'all are the ones that bought Double Fine. And so that's on Microsoft. That's not on Double Fine. Okay. Where are we at? Oh, iInteractive. iInteractive, I know this isn't gonna weigh on their standings here, but the whole Mind's Eye thing was weird. They didn't develop it, they just published it. But man, Mind's Eye was definitely a mark on their reputation as far as I'm concerned, because why the fuck did you publish that? Like, what are we doing here? Anyway, I love Hitman. Like, Blessing's personal opinion is gonna weigh heavily here, plus hype for next game. I mean, relevancy, they're updating shit. It's not like they're the talk of the town necessarily, but and some of the talk honestly is kind of bad. Now, Mr. Hawks does make a good point. Bless, did you even play Mind's Eye? It's a really good point. I was looking forward to Mind's Eye. I got the code. I had it downloaded and ready to play. I was gonna play Mind's Eye, and then the world told me not to. I'm putting IO Interactive number 17. And that's me being very forgiving of the Mind's Eye situation. I'm trying not to factor that in. If I factor in Mind's Eye, IO Interactive is tanking. They're going down. But I'm really looking forward to 007. And Hitman is still one of my favorite games of all time. Arxis. Oh, I mean, listen, we're about to play some Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls here in a second. So Arxis is going high. They also added Lucy from Cyberpunk into Guilty Gear, which we can't ignore. They've also been updating Dragon Ball, even though I think fighting game fans are complaining about Dragon Ball, but also fighting game fans are always complaining about every single fighting game that exists. Oh yeah, they got that Damon X Baby game coming out too. I'm putting Arxis number 16 above Riot. I think Arxis is having a better rollout for their fighting game. I think Arxis feels a bit more dialed in. They feel a bit more locked in than Riot. It's a weird one to compare also because Riot is such a big company, but Riot is similar to like Capcom and Square Enix though, where I'm kind of like, they got multiple development teams, like each focused on one game. It's tough to kind of weigh that versus a team. Even Arxis, I think, is also the same way. I think Arxis has multiple teams as well. I am more excited for Arxis shit than Riot shit at the moment, unless we're factoring in Riftbound, which I am excited for. Sucker Punch we got on there. Gorilla. Gorilla, it's gonna be off the list, but it's under Remedy for me. I'm Horizoned out, man. I've been overexposed to that IP. Housemarque. I'm really excited for Saros. Like, this is completely hype for next game type shit. I'm putting Housemarque above Naughty Dog. Number 27. Yeah, Cameron Kent says Guerrilla hasn't been doing stuff, but what other people are doing with Horizon knocks them down for sure. I think it's that plus Guerrilla is, their next game is a Horizon multiplayer game. Like, they're making a Horizon multiplayer game, and even Horizon 3, I'm looking forward to Horizon 3, but the ending of the last game was so underwhelming that is kind of like over time ruined some of my hype for Horizon 3. They're a weird one. And it's also the thing where I like Horizon more than the internet likes Horizon. So when I factor in audience appeal, what are the streets saying? The streets aren't really kind to Guerrilla. At least the streets that I'd be looking at. My personal opinion, I do rock with those games though. I was thinking about this morning. This is another hot take moment, right? I think Horizon Forbidden West, way better game than Ghost of Yotei for me. Like, I look back at my time with Horizon Forbidden West and how I felt coming off of it. And like legitimately at the time I was like, yo, this might be one of my favorite PlayStation open world games, period. And that's not how I felt with Ghost of Yotei. Like Ghost of Yotei very much felt like just more. Like nothing wrong with Ghost of Yotei, but Horizon just felt a bit more grand and inspired to me. I was way more locked into the Horizon Forbidden West world. Also, man, y'all remember Westworld? Alligator says it's slow clap ranked. I don't have slow clap on here. I don't think I even had it on last year's list now that I look at it. But Rematch came and went so strongly that I don't know if they're making the list, sadly. Although I did fuck with Rematch a lot. But yeah, I would probably put them, if I had to add them on here, I'd probably put Slow Clap at like 34. No, I'd put them above Machine. What was the last thing I did? I did a Housemark, and I put them on here, right? Yeah, I put Housemark at number 27. Next up, we got Blue Point. Blue Point's not gonna make the list. And then we have Arcane. I don't think Arcane's gonna make the list. Then we get the special shoutouts. BioWare. I don't think. Well, am I putting BioWare above Enhance? For right now. Right now. I guess they're coming off of Dragon Age. Dragon Age was a good game. I'm locked in for the next Mass Effect. I'm more excited for the next... Yeah, I'm more excited for the next BioWare game than I am for the next Enhanced game. But that part of that is just that I just got an Enhanced game, which does, I think, bring up that studio a bit for the sake of a power ranking. 2025 power ranking. I'm going to keep BioWare out for the sake of keeping Enhanced in. So then we get to Team Ninja. They're not going to make it. Well, yeah, they're not going to make it. Ninja Theory, they're not going to make it. Mojang, I don't really give a fuck about Minecraft like that. Epic, yeah, that's a weird one. I guess I probably kept these out because they're just weird ones, right? Bungie's not going to make it based off of Marathon. NetherRealm's not going to make it for me, but that's the game studio's not going to make it for me. So now, because we're doing top 30, we got to commit to the top 30. So like, I don't think these last 3 or last 5 are making it in. Who's the studio that does Cosmic Invasion in the TMNT games? Dotemu. They also did Absolum. And I'm not a Dotemu person, but they might deserve to be on here. Not even might, they probably deserve to be on here. But the question is, who would I kick out to bring in Dotemu? Oh, they publish. People are saying Valve. What game did Valve put out? Tribute is the developer. Okay, well then. Wait, did Tribute make all that shit? Or where they split between Tribute and Dotemu. People are saying Deadlock. Guys, do you know who you're talking to? Do I look like I care about Deadlock? A game that isn't even announced yet. Somebody says, okay, Rupp says Valve got hype and pop off though. Y'all, the name of the list is Video Game Studio Power Ranking. Video Game Studio Power Ranking. I don't even know if I believe that Valve is putting out another video game ever. I do believe that they're putting out another video game. But yeah, they're so... I wouldn't put Valve on the power ranking. Okay, so let me go through this. Sandfall, number 1. Damn, that's crazy. For one game, I'm putting them at number 1 for one game. For right now, for how the power ranking goes, if I'm thinking about the trending names right now in video games, the trending game developers, who everybody's talking about, who's about to win all the video game Game of the Year awards, it's Sandfall. I think Sandfall has to be number 1. FromSoft number 2, because they still have that aura. Team Cherry number 3, Supergiant number 4, Kojima number 5, Capcom number 6. So far, I'm feeling good about this. People are saying Ubisoft's in the conversation. Ubisoft's not in the conversation. Because of Rogue Prince of Persia, Stretch Caramel? Or are you talking about the Prince of Persia game that they put out at the beginning of last year that they shut the studio down? Get Ubisoft out of here. They're not in the conversation. Larian number 7, Nintendo number 8, CD Projekt number 9, Team Asobi number 10, Embark 11. So far, I'm standing by this. Insomniac 12, Adhoc 13, Atlas 14, RGG 15, Arxis 16, Riot 17, IO 18, Sucker Punch 19. I'm gonna put Sucker Punch above IO. I'm being disrespectful. I'm being disrespectful to Sucker Punch. IO 19, Double Fine 20, Obsidian 21. I'm being disrespectful to Obsidian. Obsidian is going above these two. Obsidian is going number 19. Rockstar 22. Rockstar 22. SJ Piccolo says, bless, the streets would go insane for a new Valve game. The streets don't know if Valve is making a game. We assume they are, but like Valve isn't out here telling us, hey, you're going to get a new, like, I can't have hype for their next game if their next game doesn't exist. Like, yeah, I'd fucking pop off if fucking Joe Biden told me he was making a video game. Like, we can't just assume. I mean, like, what genre is it, Joe? He doesn't know. He starts fucking, he forgets. He's like, I'm making a game. Okay. Where the fuck was I? Creed says that was a weird poll. I was trying to think of like, who's the most random person I can say is making a video. I don't know why Joe Biden was the poll. I'm tired. Hey, you tried talking on stream for an hour and a half. Oh, Warhorse for Warhorse or Warhouse? You said Warhouse. Is it Warhouse? Who are making Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Unfortunately, I'll probably have to add them to the list. You just said you're tired, so the Joe Biden poll makes sense. Yeah, Warhorse should be on here. Probably like right under Rockstar, actually. Which would push Enhanced Studio out of the list. Vasquez says LMAO, the reluctant edition. I'm still salty at Warhorse for comments they made during Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 about why they didn't add black people to the game, but that's neither here nor there. Sony Santa Monica, number 24. Playground at 25. Doggy Bomb at number 26. Square Enix 27. Square Enix should be higher. I'm moving Square Enix up. To above Sony Santa Monica. Maybe even higher. Hold on, let me think about this. IO Interactive might be too high. I know I talked up IO Interactive. They might be too high for having not released a game this year. Rockstar, Warhorse, Square, Sony Santa Monica, IO, Playground, Doggy Bomb, Housemarque, Naughty Dog, Hazelight. That feels better. That feels better. Housemarque feels... Here's the thing. Housemarque and Hazelight... Housemarque and Hazelight both feel low to me. Housemarque, I think, should be higher. Because I'm looking forward to Soros more than I'm looking forward to 007. I'm not putting them above... I can't put them above Warhorse. Just for, like, relevancy and what they've done recently. I don't think I could put them above Square Enix. I could probably put them above Sony Santa Monica. Yeah, I'll put them above Sony Santa Monica. And then Hazelight. Hazelight I'll put... I'll put 27. Move it a little bit up. Okay. This feels better to me. I think this is the list. And these are my special shoutouts. Damn it, I was hoping that would turn all of them to bullets. There we go. I think this is it. All right, we did it, y'all. The 2025 video game power ranking. I'm not going to read through all of them again because I've been talking for a while. So take it all in. You can see the full list. Now, what's the worst studio this year? Sucker Punch. No, I'm kidding. Somebody says, oh, Big Bad Luga replied EA. Somebody said no Bandai Namco. What did Bandai Namco do this year? I probably could add Bandai Namco. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm cutting it off. If I forgot, I forgot. That's where I'm at. Because I also want to play, I want to have time to play some fucking Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls on this stream. And so I'm cutting this list off here. Oh, Build a Rocket Boy is the actual answer. Y'all, thanks so much for rocking with me for this list. I'm not done yet. We're only halfway through the stream. But I'm going to cut off the recording here for YouTube. YouTube, thanks so much for watching. I don't know why I fucking butchered that last word. Thank you so much for watching over on YouTube. I'm stopping the record.